Hey folks, I'm here at the Supergiant Games booth and I'm here with Greg and we're talking about their newest game, Pyre. Greg, how are you? How are you enjoying PAX?
I am doing really well and I love PAX, especially when we have a new game to show, which is not very often. And yeah, it's been getting a great response. We are really excited and also relieved because when you work on something in secrecy for a long time, you don't really know for sure how folks are going to take it. But we've been getting a lot of enthusiasm from people. So
awesome, because recently you guys kind of like snuck out a little trailer of the game, and now it's here at PAX and it's playable. And just for people who haven't seen it or haven't heard of it yet, what is Pyre?
Yeah, so Pyre is the third game from our studio. We have previously made Transistor and Bastion. This game is quite a departure for us in certain respects, and it's about you leading a band of exiles to freedom by participating in this series of ancient competitions as you try to kind of liberate them from this mystical purgatory that they're trapped in. So we consider the game a party-based role-playing game as you kind of navigate this big world and make decisions about where to go and how to spend your time. And then once you get into these competitions, it turns much more action-packed as you're kind of managing multiple characters at the same time and trying to prevail against a group of opponents whose own freedom is at stake. So you have kind of a pitched battle against other exiles there.
Awesome. I want to ask about the gameplay of the rights, because with Bastion and Transistor, while they were similar but very different from each other, Pyre is very different from the other two games. Where did this gameplay, it's almost like a sports game almost, like where did this come from?
Yeah, so it came from a few places for us. Like one of the early ideas about this game was like we were really interested in making a game with a larger cast of characters that you could grow closer to and just seeing these characters grow and evolve and interact and so on. So we wanted a context for larger groups of characters to kind of be together, almost like on like a road trip together, almost that kind of feel, where you can have the feeling of bonding with these characters. And part of it for us was like, we want the stakes for these characters to be very high, but not to be life and death necessarily. In a lot of games, it's like, it's your life on the line, but you don't really feel that threatened because if you fail, whatever, the boss kills you, you just hit the button and you try again. Right. You try over and over until you succeed, so you don't really have to like confront your failure other than trying again. Whereas in this game, we wanted a setting where characters could be defeated and have to like pick themselves up and dust themselves off and have a conversation about it and lose hope, regain hope, that sort of thing. So all those ideas kind of conspired to create this gameplay style where it's about characters having to kind of depend on each other and work together, and it took on some of these characteristics like what you're saying, this sort of team-based dynamic. The idea of being part of a team was very interesting to us as part of like this thematic substance of this game.
Right. It seems like you are trying to create your own character even as the avatar. I was very impressed that you could choose a gender-neutral pronouns in it. So it seems like you guys are trying very hard to make the characters more believable and more relatable for the players.
Yeah, so relatable is really important to us. Yeah, you play as a character that you don't really see. It's kind of like you're like present in the world. It's kind of almost like a second person for, referring to you as this character known as the reader. And it was important to us to support those kind of choices so that you can just feel oneness with this character, because this is supposed to be you in this world and give you access to the information that this character would have, and play with the idea that your own ability to read as a player of this game is something that turns out to be rather vital in the world of Pyre, where literacy is outlawed. So you meet other characters who come to depend on you for your ability to read, which is something you kind of, as a player, you take for granted. So we always like to kind of play with those aspects of the player's own sense of agency within the world, how they interact with the game, and we're trying to do that in some of those aspects.
Awesome. And finally, when can players get their hands on Pyre?
Yeah, Pyre will be out sometime next year for PlayStation 4 and Steam. So we're getting there.
Cool. Greg, thank you so much. Very excited to play this game. For more content like this, head over to shacknews.com.